Most men look big and strong on the outside, but realistically, they're putting on a mask and are just crumbling on the inside. Today's guest, Lewis McFarlane, knows that all too well. We go through all the tricks of the trade and all the things that he did to make sure that he got out of that hole that he was in. His story is truly amazing. It inspired me. He's such a great bloke as well, and there is so much value in here. If you think that that can relate to you, or that is you, that you have to put on a mask sometimes or hiding behind a fake smile or something like that, have a listen to this, go all the way through to the end, give it a like, let's go. Lewis McFarlane, welcome. I want to know, do you think most men are emotionally weak and just pretending to be strong?
Yes, 110%. I think in this day and age, when we're so exposed to the likes of your Andrew Tates, Cam Hanes, Joe Rogans, like where masculinity has been now almost nuanced to a point. It's like I watch so many guys that are hyper masculine that I can take little parts of them and almost like create my own mask to be someone I'm not, when I've not actually done the deep inner work to understand what true masculinity actually is when it comes to like leading your life, being authentic, and actually having the traits of someone that would be respectable. Like I do think in life, the core purpose of your whole journey is to become the man that you would admire and give him back to the world. And I think a lot of people go around that like a back to front way more than anything else, and it's like they can almost fake it till they make it, but behind closed doors they're like emotionally volatile, they're shells of themselves, they have no standards, their thoughts, beliefs, actions, behaviours are all over the shop. And the reason I now know that is because I was that. And 9 out of 10 times my problems are the same as your problems, except I'm just maybe at a stage of life where I can articulate it a little bit more.
Yeah, I totally agree. I thought about this before. You said one thing I just want to touch on. You said about being authentic, and that word gets thrown around a lot these days, I think, with people being authentic and being your authentic self and stuff like that. I feel like it's a bit of an empty word, though, in the sense of authenticity that you see online is almost acting, and it's not actually authentic. Even if you kind of are being authentic, it's almost like you're acting anyway. If you were being authentic, you wouldn't be acting, and you wouldn't even probably use the word authentic because you just are.
The most authentic people don't try to be authentic.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like double-edged sword. Like, what's going on here?
And they don't have to even like consider the word authenticity, because it's like they just are who they are.
Yeah.
And they bring that like natural force forward. Like being authentic does not mean crying on social media to get clicks or likes. It doesn't mean saying like overly controversial stuff just for the sake of clicks and likes. It's all like a dopamine bank account online now. People are just trying to cash their chips and try to get as many clicks and views as possible. But when that kind of like it's a failing game, because it's a dead chase. You know, you're only, again, it's what you said at the start, behind closed doors. It's you're faking it all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's it's really strange, isn't it, when you see people like... But I definitely think you can change. I definitely think people can change and grow. And it's... I'm not sure who said it, or if it's even a quote. I might have just heard someone say it or something before. But when, say you go back to your hometown or something like that, and all your mates are doing the same old stuff and the same old thing, and then... you get there and they're like, "Oh, Lewis, you're different, bro." And you're like, "Fuck, I'd hope so."
Yeah.
Like, you know, if they come back and you're like, same old Lewis, straight to the pub, you know, you just be like, well, you haven't grown. Like, what have you done in the time that you haven't been back to see your old friends or back to see your family or something? If you're not different, what have you done?
It's deep, that.
Yeah.
It's deep, but it's so true. I think if you do know you want to be different, let's say physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, like retract yourself from the situation or the circle that's keeping you stuck like for a long time. Smoked weed every day, drank every weekend, yeah, of course we'll go to the pub. Let's go to McDonald's. Let's drive about in the cars at night. Like, done all that stuff, and I was just like, that was my environment, and that's all I knew. And then when I knew I wanted to like pivot at this fork in the road and go down a different path because I was just like underfulfilled doing what I was doing, I kind of like had that wake up call. I was like, yeah, things need to change.
Just quickly, what was that? Because I know that's a super powerful thing. I've had a few moments like that in my life where it was like I remember waking up one morning, I just moved to a new place, got a new job. I was fat as, like I was 115 kilos or something like that. And I remember waking up for the first time in my life, I saw like stretch marks on my stomach. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this needs to change. What the hell? So like, that was like a massive turning point for me. And I ended up losing like 20 kilos or something like that. But I yo-yoed because I didn't have all the right things in my mind. But that was just my quick story sorry for butting in. But yeah, I just want to know what yours was, like what that epiphany was, or what made you think that after, you know, drinking, smoking, all this every weekend, that kind of repetition, what made you think like, this has got to change? What was that moment for you? Like I said, like I got out of bed and saw the stretch mark and I was like, fuck.
I call them like a rude awakening.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
It's not you've just woken up out of bed and you start your day. It's like you're woken the fuck up.
Yeah.
By seeing what you've finally seen. And honestly, I believe, see any guy that I've ever met that's done extremely good things in life, it's not a subtle kind of like, yeah, you need to buck up your ideas, mate. It's like, listen, motherfucker, it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's no one else that says it. It's like your psychology. It's in your head. You feel it. And your like blood gets hot for a moment and you're like, oh my God.
My blood's hot now. Like I'm kind of feeling all amped up.
You feel it, man. You
Yeah.
feel it. But to kind of go back then, it's like it's a scar, not a wound anymore. Like, see, if it's a wound, this is, again, a lot of people are still kind of broken and trying to preach all this other stuff when it's like, it's too raw to speak about. Yeah, it's like, go do your recovery, go work in the mind, the body, and, you know, sort yourself, change. For me, it was like, there was 3 of them before I really had like the full wake up call, being like, right, come on to fuck. Because I felt like I was living 2 lives when the whole kind of transformation began to start. It was like, right, you're going to work on your macros, work on your mindset, read these books, lift these weights, do this exercise. Like, just start like personally developing. But then at nighttime, it'd be like binge eating, smoking weed, stressed, pornography, like all the vices, you know, sleeping in the morning. But the mid part of the day was okay. But it felt like every day I was restarting. So I slowly got very burnt out doing that, because it's very hard trying to live 2 lives. It's like the old quote, chase 2 rabbits, you're not going to catch one. Yeah. You know? So I think step number 1 was I crashed my car. Fell asleep at the wheel. And it was because I was living this double life, training really hard. I was building a successful business. Had loads of clients, like 70 clients in person. I was doing like 70 hours a week of one-to-one personal training. Had my own gyms, traveling a lot. Like, things were, from the outside looking in, very, very good. But I was a complete mess, because my habits, my thoughts, my feelings, I had really bad emotional regulation, very volatile. During the day, I was like happy-go-lucky, this guy. At night time, I was like, fucking hate my life.
Yeah.
I'm so depressed.
Yeah, hits 5 o'clock and the tides turn type of thing.
And with all this travel from the town I was living to the town my gym was, and driving, smoking weed at night, waking up foggy and groggy, smashing a monster. One morning I was just driving and my eyes were so heavy. I was going like 70 miles an hour on a motorway.
Jeez.
And eyes were getting heavy, and I was like, just 1 second, just close them. Just close. Fell asleep completely, driving fast. Head on collision. Put other people's life at risk, put my own life at risk. Woke up down a ditch with the paramedics pulling me out the car. They were like, how the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Because my car was mushed. Like, it was like...
Matchbox car size.
Yeah, it was a wee Matchbox. It was a Mazda 2. So it's like hardly like some big like war horse of a car, like a Land Rover. Destroyed. One of the wheels was missing. They'd never found it. It like disappeared
into the ether.
Yeah, literally just sent to moon or something. So I got pulled out the car. I was like, what the fuck? I was covered in all this like water. I thought it was blood. I thought someone was bleeding. but it was all the empty coffee cans and Monster had, like, exploded all over my car, so I was soaking wet as well. And I was like, what the fuck? But I was all crumpled in, and they had to, like, pull me out of this car. And I just, like, the minute I gained, like, a little bit of awareness of what happened, I just ran over to the other person that I put in the accident, the head-on collision. Luckily, he was driving a bigger, stronger car than me, and it kind of veered off to the side after my car went. And I just hugged him. I was like, I'm so fucking sorry. Like, I've put your life at risk. I'm so happy you can go home to the family. Like, he was on his way to work.
Yeah.
You know, he's got his own shit to deal with. And we hugged, man. Because he obviously felt the impact. I felt the impact, and I just hugged him. I was, like, tearing up a wee bit. I was like, fuck. So that was number one. I remember even off the back of that, because I was such a yes man back then.
Yeah.
I was like, mum and dad came and met us and stuff, and they were like, so what's been happening? I was like, I need to get to my PT sessions, and can you drop me off, and I'll just work the rest of the day, and I'll come back and chill and recover. And they're like, what the fuck, man? You need to chill out. Like, you've just been in a serious car accident. And like, I had more guilt and shame texting my PT clients that day saying I can't make it in because of XYZ more than I did about the car crash. That's how, like, back to front I was living my life.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I get that as well sometimes. Like, it's like these tiny little things, or putting other people before yourself, and yeah, not looking after you is actually super detrimental.
So detrimental.
Yeah, but continue.
That was probably strike number one.
Yep.
Strike number two was off the back of that. I said I was going to change. I remember going home that day, back to my mum and dad's, because it was like, felt like the safest place to go. They came and picked me up and stuff. Straight to smoking weed. Just sat in the garage. Mum was like, what are you doing? I was like, fuck, I need a joint. You know, I need to de-stress. Went back up to the flat, was staying there with my mate and my partner, and I was just like, I felt quite shook up for a few days, but still just driven and focused at working my work, building my business. And I just continued acting like the same person, just stressed, anxious, burnt out, living this double life. Nothing changed. I almost just wrote it off the same way the car was written off, just like, yeah, done, good, next thing. Just continued going back to the same old bullshit, the same old stories. And got to the point one night, I came back home, was living in this beautiful apartment, amazing partner, living with a best mate. It was like the ideal situation for a 20-year-old, making good money. Just fine. It was great. Sun was out. I was on the balcony. And I was... just, my blood was running hot. And I was like, just fucking do it, man. Just kill yourself. Just kill yourself. Just jump. And do you know that way? I was like, I think everyone gets to a point sometimes. Maybe, not everyone, maybe if I'm just a bit of a psycho. It's like, you're on the balcony and you kind of like, what would happen if I'd done this?
Suicide
like,
ideology. It's
ideal. I wouldn't say I was full on.
Oh, it's just those intrusive thoughts that creep in. I think a lot of people have had them. It's not, there's actual no intention, but it's the thought of doing it, or the what if, or people sometimes spiral into, like, would anyone care? Or, like, you know, you just have that kind of bit of a depressive moment. And even though your life is the greatest thing ever, or it, from the outside looking in, like you're saying, it could be the greatest thing ever. I resonate highly with this as well. That's why I'm speaking on it, is that, yeah, you have those intrusive thoughts of, would anyone care? Like, am I even going to be missed? And then you start going the other way as well. You're like, their lives would be easy without me because I'm a burden. Like, just all this crazy stuff just running, like the overthinker's nightmare type of thing.
It's mental, man.
Yeah, to have that and to be able to recall it and stuff like that as well. Like, I don't even know if I could recall anything, because it might be something wrong with me where I'm suppressing it or something.
Heart
like
locker.
That. Yeah, in the Hurt Locker, just put that one away, lock that up. But yeah, for you to be able to remember that and recognize that, I think is actually super huge. So. Yeah,
it was a very strange time, because like the intro question you asked, like, all looked good in the front end, but behind closed doors, I was a weak young boy. I wasn't a man, even though I had things, had money in the bank, had a partner, had friends, success, the baselines. But I was on the balcony, and I remember all those thoughts, those feelings, everything was ramping up. It was racing. I was like, fucking, like, getting G'd up to do it or something. I was like, and then my friend came in, and he's like, into my room, because that's where the balcony was, and he was like, joint? Do you want to smoke? And I was like, yeah, just give me 2 seconds. I just sat back, and I was like, whoa, pattern interrupt. Like,
Yeah.
they're living their lives thinking everything's all good. I'm in this balcony, this wee box, like, just going all crazy. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, sound. Went back and just chilled with them, smoked, and just kept my mouth shut. Like, fine, move on with it. So, like, one, that was two. And then the third one was just me doing anything for... I think before I go into this part, I never believed that I could achieve good things in life. So I would always say or do actions like self-sabotaging actions, because at least if I got there one day real soon and I'd done all these bad things in between and it worked out, then I'd be like, or if it didn't work out, I should say, I'd be like, I didn't even try anyway.
Yeah.
You know, didn't even give it my all.
Mm.
You know, it was like studying for an exam. It's like you only study like 10% of what you could.
Yeah.
And if you still passed, you're like, I can't believe I passed that.
Yeah.
Fluke that I'm God's gift. But if you studied 100% and passed it, you'd be like, I fucking deserve that.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
But if you don't pass and you didn't study,
then you're like,
you're like, nah, I didn't really study.
Exactly.
It's a cop out.
I literally lived that way for years.
Yeah. I think lots of people live that way. I think I still live that way a little bit now sometimes, you know what I mean? Like,
proper winging it material.
Yeah.
So, getting to the point of the third kind of rude awakening, it was, I got a text saying, Lewis, you got your car? And I was like, yep, 100%. He's like, need a lift, and I'll be able to get you some, like, free smoke if you just drop us off here. This is when I was like, okay, 100%, a couple of free joints or some free weed or something, perfect. Went and picked the guy up, keeping in mind this guy is a drug dealer, criminal, kind of like big, edgy guy.
Mm.
I pick him up, he's like, pull around here, we're going to get a mate. And I'm like, oh, it already feels like 2-on-1 now. It's like, it feels already a bit edgy. The guy gets in the back of my car. This guy was on probation for like a group murder. They got in the back of my car and his face was all black and blue, cuts. It looked like he'd been real battered, like real done in, this guy. And the guy in the front was like, don't worry about him, just drive. And I was like, oh.
No worries.
So my brain started going at 1,000 miles an hour like it always does. Just like, shit. Drive him to this like dairies up in the middle of the hills. And I'm like, this is getting fucking sus. And I'm like, he's like, keep going up. I'm not going any further up. I was like, no. And he's like, fuck it, sound. Right, you get out of the back of the car. The other big guy in the front got out of the car, just grabbed him by like the ruff of his neck and just started dragging him up the hill. And there was this house, right, in the middle of the hills. And like, it's people don't even know what the house is, but it's like a family gang.
Yeah, right.
And like a group of these 5 to maybe 8 people came out with bats and rakes and fucking weapons. And then there was a transaction. Bag was given to the guy that was in the front seat, and then the other guy was just dropped off, most likely to be done in.
Yeah. That's heavy.
And I was like, how am I in this fucking situation? The other guy gets in my car. He has like £10,000 worth of ecstasy. He's got like a brick of fucking weed, like so much drugs. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like,
this isn't what I signed up for.
This is fucked. Then the police come.
Oh.
The coppers come. And it's a single track road in the middle of the farm, middle of the field. I'm driving down, cops coming up. The guy in the left pulls his windscreen, like that kind of flap down, like the sunglasses
visor,
thing.
Yeah.
To his face, because he's probably a wanted criminal as well.
Yeah.
I just give a wee wave and I'm like, you need to get these drugs out of my car. And he throws them all out the window, like seconds before like you'd see the lights and stuff coming. So there was nothing in the car anymore. And I just like drove past the police, dropped the guy off, just didn't say a word. And then I was like, I had the biggest adrenaline dump ever. And I was proper shook up about that. Because like, how many situations am I going to get into, whether it be self-imposed, external, whether it be me just making a bad move. Like, mistakes are going to happen, but my rule in life now is if you make one mistake, don't make it again. Learn from it. I just wasn't taking the telling. I wasn't learning from anything. And it was either going to happen through my own my own actions, someone else's actions, or the world was just going to serve me this shit sandwich again and again and again till I wisened up. Because I honestly do feel we all have a potential, but you have to go through the shit to understand what you're made of, so you can reach your potential. But I was like, I'm going to run out of, like, it's like cats have 9 lives. I'm going to run out of fucking wake-up calls sooner or later.
Yeah.
So I better buck up my ideas here. And then off the back of that, I kind of decided I was going to go sober. Cut off all the drugs, the smoking, the drinking, remove myself from certain friend groups, deleted any, contacts I had that would have, anything to do with anything on that periphery. And just kind of went all in on me during that period. And it was only within about a 6 to 12 month period managed to really pivot things around, build my first like online business, hit 6 figures in the first, year, really started building momentum, invested all of my time, all of my energy, all of my money into building this thing. Still unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also, even during that period of time, like tried to like break up with my partner many, many times because just my self-worth was so low.
Yeah.
And I always felt like I'm not good enough for her, but I'm going to make it out as she's not good enough for me, and like push people away. Because I was just super confused with everything I'd been going through, everything I was trying to do, and who I needed to be to pull it all off. That's like, yeah.
Yeah, give me goosebumps, man. I resonate highly with that, and I think I'm at a kind of a stage where, when I moved to Bali, it was kind of a time for me to like reflect on myself, kind of get new friends and get into new groups of people and stuff like that. How did you go in that 6 to 12 month period where you kind of like were cutting people off and going all in on yourself? Like, was it a little bit lonely, or were you so focused on what you were doing that the kind of time went kind of quickly, or did you make new friends? Like, how did you go about that? Because that's a stage for me. I know that I don't know if I'm an introverted extrovert or what. I don't know, but like sometimes my social battery, I can just lock myself away for a few days and do absolutely nothing. I could fucking watch grass grow or paint dry type of thing and just be fucking content, you know what I mean? But then there's some times where I'm like, I'm going to go party for a week, every night for a week, and it's fantastic. It's the greatest thing in my life. And then once I finish that, I'm like the most depressed person in the world, and I'm like, oh God, what have I done?
Yeah.
Like, it just comes and goes in waves. So like, how did you deal with, doing, like, obviously you had those rude awakenings and then just decided, fuck, I need to do something about it. And then you stuck to it. I feel like being consistent is the hardest thing.
It's the overarching vehicle that's going to get you to where you want to be is consistency. One hot day doesn't make a summer. Yeah. So it's just about...
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. And I do believe like yesterday's wins aren't today's wins, tomorrow's wins aren't today's. It's just we have today. And I just went like, call it the lonely chapter, just completely fixed myself into a process and became like, started like biohacking, started like, because I removed so much from my life. And like, there's a great quote to kind of touch on here, but success loves speed, but you can't go fast without subtraction. So you have to remove everything from your life. All the things that are weighing you down, the vices, the negative doubts, the thoughts, the beliefs, all the shit. I just went through a deep period of therapy, mental performance coaching, removing all vices, removing anyone from my life. I just went into like the abyss.
What made you do that though? Like, I know, again, back rude awakenings and all that type, but how did you know to do that? Or was it just something you were like, you just had like this great epiphany, you're like, I need to just remove everything, and then that self-help or self-improvement journey kind of started? Like, or were you reading books beforehand, or?
I'd probably only read one book up until about 25.
Yeah.
And it was called The Chimp Paradox. Managing the monkey mind. Yeah. Massive chimp in my brain for a long time. Learned how to manage him. But I think proximity to those that were doing what I want to do in a higher level was absolutely key. I had to start comparing like vertically rather than horizontally. And I got involved in a mentorship program that I invested, I think it was $8,000 to join, and I was like 23, 20.
It's a lot of money.
proper went for it.
Yeah.
And it was like 8K to join, then $1,000 a month going after. I ended up staying in that mentorship for like 2.5 years. Just invested a lot of money into it.
Yeah.
And that taught me how to speak better. It taught me how to do sales, taught me how to build a business, to market better, to build offers, to essentially be exposed to people that were on a higher standard than me, that were doing exponentially better things than me across every aspect, and had been through similar things. So I was like, I'm not just this little anomaly. Your story's not that special. We're all going through the shit together.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine, I get it now. Understand it. Like, all this pain, all this trauma, all whatever you want to call it, was part of the path. And then I kind of just like removed all the noise, went all in. But being in that kind of mentorship, it just started a new noise, which was like, let's go all in on business. Let's make business like the addiction. Let's make everything. So I'd done that. And I just went so hard on business, personal development, physical fitness, mental health. Got mental health qualifications on how to like study it and coach it and help people with it. Loads of stuff. I just started like, because I'd saved loads of money from PTing. So I was just like, fucking take it all. Money's fluid, just get rid of it all, reinvest it all into myself. And I just started growing at a really fast rate. Like very, very fast, very, very quickly. And man, like I went through periods I wouldn't see anyone for months.
Did it worry you though?
Probably worried other people more than it worried me.
Yeah.
But I just went very like deep, very, very deep for a long time, and got to kind of know me better, which I think now at the stage I'm at, being lonely is not a good thing. Like, you got to network, you got to be, situations like this, podcasts, and be with good guys, good girls. You got to be around it all, because that proximity is so powerful. But back then it had to be that way, because all my old everything I was exposed to prior to that wasn't negative, but I would find negatives in it.
You definitely get held to the vices of others that you give your time to.
Huge.
Like there's that one saying where it's like you're the product of the 5 people you hang around with, or the closest 5 people that you hang around with, and stuff like that. And I've definitely noticed that more so like here in Bali, because like I said just before, I could go and party all week, and there is still people that I met back in like nearly 6 or 8 months ago that, like, I went out a couple of weeks ago, I think, and I saw people from then, and they were like, "Oh, Sam, how are you, man?" Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, Alex, Ma, how are you, boys?" Blah, 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 blah. They were still doing the same thing.
Yep.
Like, imagine if I had gone out every week and then become best friends with these guys. And, like, they're great people. Like, great people. But just the stuff that they do doesn't align with necessarily what I think. And then, so you can choose is the biggest thing. I think choice is a massive thing here.
Yeah.
Because there's like, I actually said this on my last podcast as well, but the speaking event that I just got invited to, it was the first one a few weeks ago, and there was every reason for me not to go. And I didn't really want to go. I thought it was going to be a little bit, like, I didn't know what I thought it was going to be, but I was like, it's the first one. Is it going to be good? Like, is it something that I really want to go to? All this type of stuff. I bought a ticket, and then I was going down one of these roads here, and there was an excavator, and there was bloody cars backed up everywhere. I couldn't turn around, like, all this stuff. Everything was against me. And I was just like, do I just go home? Like, 5 minutes home. And I'm late too. And I'm like a super punctual person. I get like anxiety if I'm not 5 minutes early or 5 minutes late type of scenario. And yeah, I was like 35 minutes late because I was sitting in traffic and stuff like that. But I still went. I just went, nah, I've paid for it. I know the people who are hosting it and stuff. I'm like, I've got to go. And it was fantastic. Like, met so many people, all this type of stuff. There's people there that are well above me in like all, I probably shouldn't say that, but in like status and business and all that type of stuff, they're, you know, at this level, they're at level 50 and I'm at level 1 or 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how it felt in comparison to all these people that were there. And I was like, wow, like all it took was for me to just commit, go find all these people. I've now had coffee. I've had 3 or 4 podcasts in a week and like done all this crazy stuff and just steamrolled momentum.
That's what it's about.
And that's all from just choosing to do that instead of going and having beers every weekend type of thing, you know what I mean?
So true, man. Like those negative patterns that come in when you're about to do something that's slightly at your comfort zone. It's like that's again like old psychology pulling you back. I think like 95% of your thoughts are subconscious. You know, so it's until you're exposed to the right environment, you're going to continue making those poor subconscious thoughts. It's like if you're in your kitchen and all there is donuts, pastries, cakes, you're going to end up eating the donuts, pastries, and cakes.
Yeah, 100%.
But if there's only like, there's fruit, there's lean meats, there's good quality carbohydrates, you're going to have a better balanced diet.
For sure.
You know, so it's the minute you expose yourself to higher quality rooms, better thinking people, it's like that proximity, you take their syntax, their mental clarity, their thought processes, and you're like, oh, he thinks of it that way. Like, I think we deep things way too much.
Yeah.
And it takes someone to be like you said, level 50 to be like, yeah, you just do it this way.
Yeah, and it's so blasé.
And it's like,
you're like, what?
it's like, you've been journaling on this for fucking months.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I've written 10 business plans on this, and I'm like, you're telling me I just have to do this?
It's like, you don't need a funnel.
Yeah.
It's like, you actually just need to do this.
Yeah, just put a link on your story. Like, that's the funnel.
That's it, and you're
what?
like, fuck. So, that's what it is. Like, being exposed to the right guys consistently as well. It can't just be once every so often. You know, being out here, absolutely blessed. I've got like a very tight group of people that run similar businesses to me that we can bounce off. And there's like the law of 33. Have you ever heard this before?
Not sure.
It's like 33% of the people you spend your time with should be on your level, going through the same thing that you're going through. 33 should be below you. You're mentoring, you're coaching, you're guiding and helping. 33% should be above you. Okay, so you're learning from them, their wisdom, their ideologies, the way they would do something. That's the 3 buckets you'd spend your time into. I think a lot of us, like, see when you're trying to grow, and if you're spending all your time with people below you, and I don't say that in a negative way, but if you stay comfy for too long, and if you want to build £1 million thing, $1 million thing, but you're hanging out with people that are only doing like, let's say a K.
Yeah.
You're never going to be exposed to the thing. So, yeah, it's just about finding the right rooms, and even though it feels very uncomfortable because you literally are the dumbest in the room probably.
Yeah.
That allow your ego to feel that and die with that, because it's only going to grow you in tenfold down the line if you can keep exposing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a very powerful thing to, like, literally what I said just before, like, I felt like the dumbest person in the room, and then, like, I get asked to be a speaker, and I'm like, what do I have to share? Or, like, what can I say? Or I'm not a speaker, or, you know, it's just using all this red light language type of thing, that the words that you say are super, super powerful, and the
Huge.
things that you think. I've actually got something that could be, I just thought of it then. Whenever I get injured, I say to myself, or like, say I'm going for a run, or when I was in the Navy and I was doing something and I got hurt, I always used to say to myself, don't give pain a voice. And the whole point of that was, I'm not allowed to think it or say it. Anytime I thought that I was going to, like, I was almost like, oh my God, I need to stop, I can't do X, I used to be, don't give pain a voice. It's fine. Just keep going.
I love that.
Don't give pain a voice. And you could use that for so many things. I just kind of just had a little bit of an epiphany just then.
So true, man.
Yeah.
So true.
Just don't let it creep in. Don't let the intrusive thoughts thinking. Find something that you can use, like, you know, you see sometimes people with like rubber bands on their wrist, and every time they're like, gonna do something dumb or whatever, they're flicking like, oh, snap out of it type of thing. It's almost
a
like
dog
that.
taser.
Yeah. A bit of a cattle prod in the pocket every time you're going to do something bad. But
It's fucking true though, man. Like, I think the 4 things: thoughts, beliefs, actions, behaviors. If your thoughts are always negative, doom and gloom, always But what if this happens? Oh, I don't know about that. But you're never going to achieve the quality of thinking that you want.
Well,
right.
let's run through these 4 things that you're going through. So first one is thoughts.
Yeah.
How do you control that though? Like, how does someone, like, I know for me, I went on like this 4-year self-improvement journey type of thing, and like surely it doesn't take 4 years to do it with the right help. So like, what's something that someone could use, or something that you would suggest for your thoughts?
So it's like essentially putting assumptions into place.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and a lot of people say assumptions or assuming makes an ass of you and me.
Yeah, I love that one.
I generally think, like, see personal assumptions over your own life, right? Because see, until you've done the thing, you're never going to have the confidence to do the thing. So, right, I'm going to go around this. Yeah, people say in life, you have to have it to be it. But in reality, you have to be it to have it. You have to be the guy that gets what the guy gets. Rather than one day real soon in the future, when I've got a 7-figure business, 2 10 out of 10 chicks, drive a Bugatti, then I'll be successful. It's like, no, become the guy that gets the success, then you'll grow into it.
Yeah.
So you change your thoughts, and that's about creating assumptions over your own life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to come down to how you look, feel, think, perform. What decisions do you make on a daily basis? How's your daily plan set up? Are you reflecting regularly? Are you actually doing something to direct the quality of your thoughts in alignment with an outcome that feels true, rather than the negative thoughts? 'Cause I used to have a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of doubt. Never thought I could public speak. And then probably over the period of time where I thought I couldn't public speak the most, I was doing live events with hundreds of people there, speaking on stage, getting them up, breathing, like fucking saying hoorah and shit. And I'm like, it's like, I'm the fucking... And then that was me. I broke through that thought process.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this. And that leads into the beliefs. So beliefs, if you don't believe you'll ever have a 6-pack, then you'll never have a 6-pack. So you got to, again, alignment through your thoughts will stem into the belief systems, right? Positive or negative, right? You've got to write a list down of, right, and I like this, it's inversion thinking. So write down the 10 things, 20 things, 30 things that you don't believe about yourself, or like to tell yourself you don't believe about yourself. Write them all down. Okay, and it's like, I don't believe I can run 5K, I don't believe I can make money, I don't believe I'll ever get a girlfriend. Okay, just do the opposite of that for a little bit.
What not?
Yeah, expose yourself to showing yourself that it can be done.
Yeah.
Because everything, it's all a fugazi. This life's a game. If you can gamify it, there's level ups.
I actually love that so much. I just had, again, this thing pop into my head to writing down all the things that you can't do. Like, you don't have to be all the things you can't do. Just, like you said, like 10, 20, 30. If you can't get that many, just do 5.
Yeah.
And then over the next couple of months, reverse it.
Yeah.
I can't run 5K. Fucking in 1 month, I'm going to run 5K.
True.
And like, you could reverse engineer the things. Like, I can't do these things, but it doesn't necessarily need to be things that you want to do. Just things that instantly pops into your head that I can't do this. Write it down, reverse it.
Yeah.
Love that.
You
That's
can
sick.
You can proper deep this. This is something I'd done years ago as well, before I even knew what it was. And it's great for setting goals and stuff, like inversion goals. It's like, I really want to fuck up my business in the next 90 days. What would be the top 10 things I do? It's like, okay, just do the opposite of that. Like, that's your business plan. Go.
That's fucking brilliant.
So I went through a phase where I was like very low in confidence. So I would go out my way to be quite artistic with this and be like, I want to make sure I say hi and shake hands with 5 new people today.
Yeah.
Or like ask the barista's name
Yeah.
and like speak to her and do all these wee mini challenges every single day. And it built a lot of confidence. Before I knew it, I was like Alan Carr chatty, man. I could chat to anyone. And I was like, this is great, you know? And then that kind of stems into your thoughts, beliefs, and that leads into the actions.
Yeah.
Because once you know how you're thinking, what belief systems are serving you or not serving you, then your actions can directly correlate with the outcomes of what it is you're trying to do. Because you can't get results without actions. You know, action always comes before the discipline, before the motivation. You just have to act your way into it. And I believe this, right? Most people with mindset issues try to think they were out a mindset issue.
Yeah.
you can't do that, right? It's like you can't sniff your way out a cocaine problem.
Yeah.
Right? So it really comes down to understanding that it's like, right, you can't think your way out of negative mindset. You have to act your way into a positive mindset.
Mm.
So again, I always look to try to get in the highest frequency I can every single day through my morning, whether it be, journaling, praying, breath work, a run, walking, a training session. I've got like a laundry list of like things that just make me feel very, very good.
Mm.
And I'll just action a few of them.
Yeah.
Keep it chill. It's like a picnic basket.
Yeah, just take things out.
It's like, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to do this one. And then by, 9 o'clock in the day, I'm like, I feel fucking G'd up. I feel really good about everything, thinking clearly. So that's like the action component. It's like always move forward. Like Marcus Aurelius says, like, what's the next best action you can make?
Mm.
Just rather than, oh, fuck, I've ate a bad meal today, or I've stood in shit, or this happened, or 10 clients have churned from the program. What's the next best move?
Yeah, wash that shit off that you stood in, or like,
Yeah, you're still here, still alive. You've still got your hands, your feet. There's a lot worse situations you could be in.
Yeah.
And then habits at the end.
Yeah.
High performance habits every single day. What are the habits of the guy you would want to be? What does he think, like, act like, do daily? How does he eat? How does he train? What is his sleep routine looking like? Does he journal? Does he, bite his nails? Does he smoke? Does he drink? Does he take drugs? It's like, what are your habits?
Mm.
And again, you can invert them as well.
Yeah.
Because I've still got bad habits, mate. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not on a pedestal. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm sitting, like, I'll fucking, like, scratch my fingers and, like get a bit of anxiety or something over it, and I'll start, like, picking at things and, like, oh, and then you pause, and I'm like, stop doing that.
Mm.
That's not how future you would do it. And then you kind of have a little bit of, like, give and play with it.
Yeah, what was I going to say there? Oh, what you were saying just before about, like, what habits would the person, the man or the woman whoever you want to be like, or whoever you want to become. I feel like subconsciously you can, like, let's just pretend they're on a pedestal for you because that's the person that you want to be. And you can make up this character as well. It doesn't have to be like any figure or any singular person, Alex Hormozy or this person or that person, whoever. Like, all that stuff's extreme, but you can also just make someone up and be like, what would that person be? Or, like, where do I want to be in 10 years? Do I want to be the person that's known for going to the gym? Do I want to be the person who's got a sweet business? Or do I want to, be whoever? It's like, okay, what does their day look like? And you can just make it up. And you can just be like, I wake up in the morning, I do 20 push-ups, I go have a quick cold shower, and then have a peppermint tea, and I don't check my phone for 15 minutes. And then I go stand outside and get some sun just to get the circadian rhythm going. And then just do that for a couple of weeks or whatever. Like what I said just then, probably take 15 minutes. And then, I don't know, you go, okay, sweet. They probably go for a run actually as well. Like, once you get that into your habits and you're like, okay, I could probably do more with my day. I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. So, they probably go for a 5K run, I reckon, and it takes less than 30 minutes to do. So, by this time you're waking up, you're having a cold shower, you're doing 20 push-ups, you're having a peppermint tea for your gut health, and blah blah blah, all this crazy stuff. This list ends up just being so huge, and it takes you less than an hour.
Yeah.
And then you, like you said, by 9 o'clock in the morning, you feel fucking great.
So good.
It's just one of those things, I think, where you can just engineer anything, and you've just got to do, like, one thing I've been saying a lot lately, and one thing that's probably the biggest thing that's helped me move forward is action is the cure to my anxiety. And I got that from Chris Williamson's Modern Wisdom podcast. He says it all the time, and I just kept hearing it, and I just kept hearing it, and I just kept hearing it, and there was all these things where I was like, and then I was like,
Action.
Rubber band.
Yeah.
Action is the cure to my anxiety. And I just started doing instead of
thinking. Yeah.
And it's fucking makes life so much easier.
Yeah. I always say that to clients. It's like, just be the guy. If they're like a bit moany or a wee bit like, but it's really hard. It's like, mate, just be the fucking guy right now.
Yeah.
What would the guy that has a result that you want, what would he do right now?
Yeah.
Would he be venting about why he couldn't get a hand on chicken and he had to go for mince instead. Fuck off. Like, like, let's get a shit together.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's like with the guy you want to be, would he stop at 6 reps when he know he has 12 in the tank? It's like, it's very little small pivots, but I think in life you keep hearing something until you hear it. And it's again like the rude awakenings and wake up calls. It's like the world will keep serving you these universal downloads until it's like fully transmitted. And that's why like the thoughts, beliefs, action, behavior things, it's about getting your radio dial on the right frequency. Because some people might just be hearing like static or the wrong radio station or shit tunes. And until you line that dial properly, and it's like, that's the song I was looking for.
Yeah, just got to get the right frequency.
So you just need to align always with the highest frequency, and it just takes, it's a game of trial and error to find out what performance habits, what mindset you want to operate with, and all this stuff I'm saying, it's not like I've got it on lock. There's still doubt days. There's still days where I want to stop. There's still days where it's harder than others. Like, it'd be rude for me to the audience of your podcast to sit here and say I want you to all da-da-da-da, it's fine. It's great and everyone's going to make it and we're all happy.
Yeah.
There's tough days, you know, but it's again, how can you align those tough days and realise that it's just a test? It's just another wee test. Are you going to stick to the plan?
Yeah.
Are you worth it? Is this outcome that you've set that's so bold and audacious, and are you really worth your weight for achieving that?
Yeah. You just saying that then gave me a thought. I watched something the other week and it was, I'm not sure if it was a reel or a YouTube story or YouTube or whatever it was, but this guy did a year of not habit tracking, it was like his emotion tracking for every single day of the year. And he went through like, green, yellow, orange, red, and it was like good, okay, not great, shit day. And he marked it all for the whole year or whatever, and it turned out that like over 70% of his year was like, yeah, it was a good day. Like, and then the percentages were exactly how you think they were, type of thing. Like, you only remember the little bad stuff and all that type of shit, but realistically it was one day in the middle of all this green and like all this type of stuff, and he saw trends of like it going green, orange, yellow, red, and then it'd like slowly come back up and all this type of stuff. And when I was watching it, I was just thinking, like when you were just saying then, like some days are going to be hard, some days are going to be worse than others type of thing. But in a whole, if you can be consistent enough and do the things that you say that you're going to do, like hindsight, when you look back on everything and you have a bit of a look, you're like, I had 12 really, really shit days this year. Or, something like, it's realistically not that much.
But I think humans are so naturally inclined to look at the negative over the positive. And it's like, if you were walking down the street and you found $100, you'd be like, oh, sweet, $100. Fucking cool, that's lunch taken care of today and maybe a dinner. If you're walking down the street and lost $100, you'd be like, motherfucker. Looking around your shoulder, you'd be like, that mother, did he fucking take it? You seen that 100, mother?
Yeah.
And you'd be getting fizzed up. So it's like, in life, you got heaven, you got hell, you got the clouds.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people operate in the clouds. It's not the worst, it's not the best. They're kicking the can down the road, just plodding along. It's just okay. For me personally, I'd rather either be in hell, where there's enough fire under my ass to take action and escape and push really hard and change, to get into heaven. Heaven's like, you've crushed it, you've made it in every aspect.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get there, but I think the clouds where a lot of people operate from, it's like they're more conscious over just how consistently shit life is, rather than like how consistently good it could be if they were to start putting the actions in place. Yeah,
and it's just a pivot, isn't it? Like that victim mindset is like, I think I might have grown up with a victim mindset. Like, just, this always fucking happens. Fucking why me? Like, if something bad happened, I'd just be like, well, like, I knew it was going to happen, type of thing. And, like, you say that stuff and you don't really think, or, like, you try and be positive or whatever, and then something happens and then you fucking victim switch.
Man, I think, like, see the people who do have the biggest victim mindset, they have the most amount of problems.
Mm.
I always like, even certain clients that I work with, if they watch this, it's like, I'm not going to say names, but it's like always moaning, always something, always this. It's like, but then more shit keeps coming back to them.
Yeah.
It's like a boomerang.
You attract what you put out.
They throw, they just boomerang keeps hitting them in the back of the head every time they throw it. Like, that was a great shot, bosh.
Yeah.
And it hits them. And then they've got more stuff to throw out, and it's like, they're just operating with like a toxic energy. It's like a contracted state.
Yeah.
And you can feel it when you speak to them, because they won't fully share. They only share like the wee negative parts, apart from all the positive parts.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they'll just always hold themselves back. But it's a pandemic of victims.
Oh, for sure, bro. For sure. I 100% believe that, like, even people that I'm close to, like, I've had to remove myself from, because it's contagious as well.
Oh.
It's basically COVID. Like,
Worse.
you know, yeah, exactly. It's way worse. But it's because people can't die from it.
Yeah.
But
Trust me, they're living a slow death.
Oh,
They know it.
yeah. It's just, I just don't understand. Like, I grew up thinking and like doing all this stuff, and it took me a long time to get out of that kind of victim mindset. And believe me, it's fine for you to think it and feel it sometimes. I think, like, sometimes you can give yourself a break and be like, fuck, I thought I was doing so well, and then like this happened. Like, that type of stuff's great. But when it's every fucking day, and you wake up and you're like, poor me, poor this, blah 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 blah, it's just like, bro, you could change that.
Yeah.
And all it takes is for you to turn that victim switch off and just be like, oh, like, you know, here's what it is. I can only focus on the now. I actually got a quote from you kind of touched on it earlier. I was going to say it, but his name's Mitch Third. He said it on the Frankie Lee podcast, and it actually like almost saved my life at one point. I was in like this super crazy, depressive and anxious state, and I was never living in the middle. I was only living in either side, and it just hit my ears right at the perfect time. And it was, depression is the past, anxiety is the future. We need to live in the now, because the now is all we've got, and that's where we need to stay. You just need to keep,
I love that,
living in that line, because you can't change the past. Cannot change the past. There's no point living there. But I did. You can't control the future. You can kind of dictate it a little bit, I guess, and like whichever path you decide to walk on is where it's going to go. You can change it. You can kind of figure out where it's going to go, but without being able to see it, you just got to take that next step.
True. He was the country artist Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
So he said the reason the rear view mirror's smaller than the windscreen, because the future's in the past. And I was like, that's fucking class.
Yeah.
So like look forward, it's like how bright the future can be.
Yeah.
It's like, but just stay present driving the car at the moment, and just look forward, fuck the past kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love all that kind of thinking, because I think when you're out and you're doing it on your own, and you've maybe got like, you have been through that kind of phase 1 to phase 5 personal development, you're starting your brand, your business, you're pushing out your comfort zone, you're connecting with a lot of new people. It can be very, very like new level, and you're always going to be your own biggest limiting factor, your glass ceiling or something. And it's along the way you're going to try self-sabotage yourself so many times and say, what if? But then you got to change that what if to even if. Even if this pulls off, like, what if is the maybe land people? One day we'll say, I don't know if I can. But even if it's like, well, even if I show up one more day, it might be the thing. Because it's those days when you can just send that next message, hit that journal one more time, hit that next workout. It's like, that's it. You know, that's how like a lot of addicts or ex-alcoholics or people in recovery get through their addiction. And it's like, I'm just going to go one more day. Just one more day. I'm just not going to drink today, man. Nah. Maybe drink tomorrow. They'll almost tell themselves, maybe drink tomorrow. And then that day comes, nah, maybe another day. And just keep living it day to day. And that's fine.
Yeah, 100%.
I think people that set goals are like 3, 5, and 10 year. I can't even think, man. I don't care what's 3, 5, or 10 year. I just think
so far away, hey.
it's a lot of time, man.
Yeah, I can't remember what I did 3 years ago, let alone what I want to do in 3 years. Like,
True, man.
yeah.
The process is the process, because that's what gets you the result.
Yeah.
You know, can't have one without the other.
Just gotta keep on keeping on, hey.
True.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's one of those things, I think, where it's, yeah, we just need to start, people need to start just showing up for themselves.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, what am I trying to say here? You don't have to, like, please everyone. You don't have to do anything. Like, I'm going to move into people pleasing here because I'm a massive people pleaser, and I have only recently realised that you don't need to, and people will still love you for saying no or not going to things or something like that. You know what I mean?
Brother, you're doing them more of a disservice saying yes all the time. You know, and it's actually a law of power to remove yourself. You become more valuable when you're
100%. Your yes means more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that to me was fucking huge to understand. Like, again, I'd be like, yeah, of course I can do this, of course I can do that. Yeah, I'll do this call at fucking 1 a.m. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Nothing's going to break, nothing's going to burn if I say no. And when I started being a lot more tactical with that, everything got better.
And no one cared that you were saying that stuff, probably. Like, they were just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like, I sound man, we'll chat in 2 days' time. It's like, yeah, that'll suit me as well better.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all your drinking buddies and your guys at the pub and this and that, and the other, they won't even know you're gone. If that's the phase you're at when you're like, I know I need to change my environment, get out of the binge drinking and stuff like that. Just fade out, man.
Yeah, it'll be a few weeks, then it'll be gone. Like,
Yeah.
what a new habit takes, like 21 days or something like that, or 20 days or something to instill. And, like, as weird as it sounds, like in those types, like the pub situations and stuff like that, there'll be a new guy that'll walk in that will join the table because there's a spare spot there, and then that'll be replaced, and it just happens, you know.
Life's like a house party, right? It's like everyone's in there, we're surrounded, there's so much noise going on all the time, and everyone's still in their own head, just trying to have as much, maxing for the most best time ever. Someone leaves, maybe 1 or 2 people might notice, but then someone, as you said, will arrive and they'll be like, hey, it's like another stimulus.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just going from stimulus to stimulus, and people are very comfortable with what's normal. So they'll only feel a gap when that normality is changed until it's refilled again. But by the laws of osmosis in life, like, what goes out must come back. It's like a flow. Every gap gets filled.
Yeah, exactly.
All the time.
One door closes, another door opens type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's heavy. Man, we have spoken about so much stuff.
It's been good.
Yeah. No, I think we might just call it there, man. There's a lot to digest.
It was savage.
That, so
I'm going to drink my turpentine.
Yeah, get it in ya.
No, dude.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Pleasure, honour and privilege to be on this with you, mate. Thank you.
Amazing.